I welcome everyone who has connected to the first Nobel Fest. Today, I'm honored to be with Ariya Zhunusbek, first presenter, first inventor of Kazakhstani rehab clothes. A few words about yourself. I'm a designer myself. I'm graduated as a professor. I worked in Shabbat University. I'm dealing with various clothing. I'm writing articles and produce sort of inventions in terms of design in Kazakhstan. Would you please elaborate on a bit on how did you come to the idea to invent such clothing? So we were trying. There was a project we have to adapt to handicapped people, and I faced the problem that we don't have any clothing for handicapped people, basically, and I made up my mind to change the situation. I just connected in professors, one expatriate, one local, to design such clothing here in Kazakhstan. Can you just be more specific on the project itself? What's in a nutshell, what's the rehab clothing shall be very comfort, shall be very ergonomic, and shall incorporate and match all the requirements that is demanded by the environment. So the functionality should be way broader, and at the same time it will enable to feel a person better and a comfort. So it's not a functionality, it's not about, it's also sort of a psychological aspect. I'm just putting the way I see it. If just to serve himself, being able to serve himself, that's this clothing is a huge psychological support tool to rehabilitate people, just to make sure he is not he doesn't hamper to fulfill some functions. Initially, I planned to create this clothing only for traumatological department. That later on we revealed a huge demand to expand the production line. Now we have several directions. We're still researching cardiological, genealogical, and also an oncological department for those individuals who go through rehabilitation. What sort of difficulties they face? For the time being, in Kazakhstan, in one department, we have around 25 or 30 surgeries a day, and our mostly women, they're not protected with rehab clothing, since we order additional bras from Russia, and in Kazakhstan we don't have any. We don't have rehab clothing produced with that match ecological environmental standards. What shall be taken into consideration first? How about textile or some garments, or what should be taken into account first? When we started our design, we were thinking that the textile will be the same of the regular person. Yet when we're trying to transform it, we have to be very strong in terms of tension. We have to do many runs, many tests, and of course the garments, it's a gap in Kazakhstan, so we have to order it in other countries. We have to bring it abroad. So do you have something certain in terms of type of textile that could be told that when it would be 100% match? It will be Ribana and several other textiles. It's really and it would be more durable. Once the rehab period is over, how about colors? What colors do you operate with? Or maybe you could wear such clothing when you go out. Yeah, it's very functional though. and this type of clothing could be used not only in rehab centers, but it could be also used in everyday life. Now let's talk about who supported. IDF was really of the greatest interest in this, and we will go together with him and we'll run this project. Ariya, would you tell us at what stage is your project now? What perspective do you have? When do you expect to see your first fruits of your cooperation? This project is on the testing stage, and I think by the next year we'll try to implement all the design things. But our spectators, our viewers are suggested to view a short video. In the world, every person faces the moment when there is a situation that requires medical intervention. The period of first aid, therapeutical procedures, practical manipulations, period of surgeries, post-surgical period, and rehab period. These are extremely important period to come back person to to everyday life. For medical people, for medical aids and sanitary personnel, rehabilitation is of the greatest importance. The types of rehabilitation: orthopedic, neurological, and cardiological. Orthopedic rehabilitation, these are actions that are aimed to reinstate functions of the walking up apparatus due to inborn or accepted traumas. The neurological rehabilitations incorporates complex manipulations and considers as the most complex type of rehabilitation, since in this particular case there is need to reinstate neurological system work, which basically controls the body of a human being. Cardiological rehabilitation, that's a type of rehabilitation aimed to reinstate normal operation of cardiovascular vascular system when you have some heart diseases or vascular diseases, or if you sustain some surgeries, heart surgeries. The rehabilitation incorporates several complexes. Directions and types of rehabilitation: social, medical, social, psychological, and some others. The rehabilitation starts the day after a surgery. That's a reinstatement of physical capabilities of a person and organization of this full-scale life. Rehab clothing, that's ergonomic clothing with a transformable garments for secure and comfort rehabilitation of a patient. The clothing is both very comfortable for patient and medical personnel, while these personnel is involved into manipulations. Self-service in the rehabilitation period is one of the most important everyday manipulation, which takes so much time, energy, and then in this period it shall do not restrain you from movements. Medical departments where rehab clothing is of the greatest importance: chirurgy, gynecology, perinatal departments, urology, andrology, and others. The statistics of medical surgeries on a daily basis in a hospital or clinics, there are about 5 to 10 surgeries a day, and the period of rehabilitation lasts from 5 days to 3 months, and 3 months, and many of those are really needed in comfort. That's a probation Catholic of the clothing and garments. Thank you so much for your attention.